Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today we're going to just be talking about how it is intermittent fasting is helping so many women who are in this season of hormonal transition and change, and how it's helping us lose weight and just do what it is we really shoot for here in this community, and that is looking and feeling our best and living our most authentic life. So if you are new, welcome. My name is Diane Parham. I am the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. Our last course for 2022 will be starting this weekend. It'll be starting on Saturday the 5th. Registration is open through the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have been on the fence about joining us, this is a great time to jump in. Remember, you will have lifetime access to your course. So you can jump in and out whenever you feel like you want to get a little refresher. If you're joining us on YouTube, I ask that you please take a second to hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that little bell notification, so that way when we go live or upload new content, you will get a notification. And then for all of my friends over on Facebook, I ask the same thing. I ask that you please hit that follow button, and then make sure you're set up for notifications as well. So I really am going to address today's topic from the standpoint of all levels of women who are practicing intermittent fasting, dabbling in intermittent fasting, however it is you want to describe how it is you are kind of coming into this way of living. And I want to talk about it, like I always do, from the standpoint of a lifestyle approach, and how it is that we can really start changing the way we show up in our everyday life in such an authentic way that will also yield us really amazing results as women, like I said, going through this second season of life and through some new hormonal challenges that can be taking place. And the way intermittent fasting really does differ from the things that we have done in the past, as far as dieting or even working out or just taking care of ourselves in general. And the thing that I love the most, and how intermittent fasting is really helping so many women in this community lose weight, is the fact that we are just approaching how it is we take care of ourselves in such a different way than we did in the past. And when we start yielding those results of just feeling better and the way we show up in our everyday life, and how it is we look and feel in our own body, and how that is encouraging us to just keep rinsing and repeating what it is we do with intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting is a really basic concept. It's been around forever, but I think because of all the quote unquote science behind it, and all of the, goals of reaching autophagy, and all the you should do this, you shouldn't do this kind of thing, that brings it back into that diet type of mentality for a lot of people, we get scared away from it. And here we really like to talk about intermittent fasting from the mindset approach, and how is it that we are making these decisions for ourselves, and does that make sense, or are we chasing something that we can't see ourselves doing for the next, I don't know, even 90 days, right? Because a lot of diet type approaches are just for a very short period of time. And I think that's where so many women here are finding that they are in fact able to finally start losing weight, and it's because they're doing it from the approach of, I just want to look and feel better where I am today. And we get that feeling and those kind of results when we really do think about the just the basic common sense of the things that we did before, and why those things didn't work for us. And for a lot of women especially, we can reflect on those things we did in the past and really pull some of those lessons into where we are today, right? And a lot of the reasons why diets didn't work for us is because it just was an unrealistic way to live. And when you incorporate intermittent fasting as a lifestyle, meaning I can rinse and repeat this for days to come, years to come, decades to come, because I'm the one making up the rules based on how it is I say that I want to live. And the fasting part of it, and what we teach here with the 20-hour fast and the 4-hour feast, and why that's so successful, is because it's just simple. We spend most of our day not having to think about or worry about food, or are we getting it right, based on someone else's guidelines that they have published for us to follow, without any consideration of who we are as an individual woman and the life that we say that we want to live. When you start healing your body from the inside, that's the fasting part again, just doing nothing for a big period of your day and letting your body reverse the signs of aging. And remember, aging comes for every person. Aging is something that is inevitable. How we age is where we really have the power to choose what it is we see for ourselves. And the fasting part of what we teach here with intermittent fasting is where we really get the opportunity to take control. So the aging happens just over time, right? Our body wears down, things start to break down, and that is in fact aging. You know people probably in your own life who are in their 30s and they're not aging well. You probably know people in their 60s and 70s who are aging beautifully, right? And it's just how it is we approach the life that we want to live and how well we're taking care of our body on the inside. So that's where we teach intermittent fasting here in this community. From if you heal your body on the inside, you get your anti-aging benefits from what's going on with the fasting aspects of what we know from science on the inside, then the outside will catch up and start to age well also. That's where the weight loss happens. That's where the skin improvements happen. That's where mystery like illnesses start to go away. That's where skin conditions start to improve. And that's how we start to lose weight. Our body is going to decide how it wants to age. And when we fix the things on the inside, then the outside will eventually catch up. That's where the weight loss happens. When we approach intermittent fasting from the mindset aspect of how it is I'm happy when I show up around food, or how it is I'm happy when I'm showing up in my day, how I'm happy with my food choices, or even how I incorporate food and nutritional type of choices in my life when maybe I'm not happy, that's when we really start to make those significant aha moment kind of changes, when we really start to understand how we've been conditioned through the years that we've come up to where we are today. And is that really working for us, or can we condition our brain in a different way so that the years that we have looking forward to can in fact be different for us? This is how the lifestyle approach with intermittent fasting is really helping a lot of menopausal women, because menopause, if you don't take control of how things are going on in your body and you don't really and you don't take the time to understand how your body is changing, can be a really miserable season for a lot of women. And if you do really take the time to slow down and understand what's going on with your body, and you do take the time to understand how it is you're making choices mentally, emotionally, and physically with what it is you're doing to take care of yourself, that's where we start to see the magic happen. Weight loss is the benefit that so many of us are reaping with this lifestyle, but it's not always the thing that we are after in the beginning. So weight loss will happen, but you have to make sure that you're doing all of the things on the front end of that for that to happen. And that's what we do inside the inside the intermittent fasting for today's Asian woman course. And then as a graduate inside of our midlife mindset shift course, we know we have women who have been in our community for years, 5 years. We've been showing up here, who have lost a lot of weight and have been able to keep it off by just changing the way that they're thinking about how they're taking care of themselves and how they want to take control of how it is they're aging and decide what that's going to look like for them. And this is what we teach here. So is the science important? Of course the science is important, because ultimately that's what's going to drive what's going on with our body on the cellular level. So we need to be aware of that as well. But what I have found with women especially is when life is happening, the science goes out the door, and how it is, like I said, we're conditioned to take care of ourselves, and the thoughts we have during those situations and the things that we reach for to soothe ourselves ultimately determines how we end up in life. And that's the work that we do here. And that's how women are not only losing the weight, but keeping it off, because we're just changing the way our conditioning is with our brain and how aging works and what it is we decide we want to have for ourselves. The power that you get when you start to change that thought process, and the feeling of being empowered with how it is you're showing up every day so that you can in fact age the way you want, is the most beautiful transition we have here in this community. Whether you lose weight or you don't lose weight, it's that feeling of confidence and that feeling of, I have so much to look forward to in my future by just changing the way we take care of ourselves, is the most beautiful transition we see here in our community. And I hope if you're a graduate, you have made that transition. And if you're thinking about maybe joining us for class, that you have that transition to look forward to. Or maybe you're just following us here on YouTube and Facebook, or maybe even on Instagram, and you're incorporating some of these things that we talk about, and the change that we go through and the transition we make when we condition ourselves in a different way. the results can be absolutely beautiful. And that's what we're doing here in this community, making sure that we have as many women as possible hitting the streets, looking and feeling their best and doing it in their most authentic way, and modeling a new way to transition through this season of change with menopause. Remember, this can start for some women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We have so many different age groups here that we represent because we are women with hormones, and those hormones are constantly in a shifting and transitioning mode. So this applies to all women for sure. So be optimistic, be hopeful. If you jump in and you do the things, right? You do the thought work, you commit to rinsing, repeating what you find works for you. If you really understand what authentic means to you so you can show up as your best self, you can have anything that you want for your future self. And that is a promise that I always like to keep here for us in our community. So I'm going to go in and answer any questions or comments you guys have. I don't know about you guys, but it's holiday season here for us already. It is Halloween, and my daughter's on fall break from high school. So we have a holiday today and a holiday tomorrow. So I'm kind of in holiday mode with my family these next couple of days. And we're going to have a house full of high school girls tonight, having a sleepover. So it's going to be super fun. And again, we're going to be living in our most authentic way and doing the things that we do when we're celebrating with our family. And I hope you guys have the opportunity to do the same if you are celebrating something like the Halloween season or harvest season or whatever it is you do. Patty, catching you live for the first time, signed up for the November class. Patty, I'm so excited for you. We start on Saturday. Get ready. Hopefully you've gotten your downloads already in your email and you have printed those off. So if you sign up, as soon as you sign up for class, you get an email with our fasting download ebook and our feasting download an ebook. So you can start looking through some of those and get yourself prepared. I'm so excited for November. It's going to be super fun. Jill just signed up for the October class or November class. So excited for you as well. It's going to be a super fun class. And for those of you who, are feeling maybe a little bit anxious about, the fact that there's going to be a holiday in November and holiday season does really start in November, I don't want you taking that nervousness into class. I want you to just think about every single day that we're in class together and how it is you're going to start just rethinking some things that you're doing in your life so that you can show up 100% present for any holiday that you and your family and loved ones celebrate, and showing up as your most authentic self. And I promise you, this holiday season will be easy peasy. You won't have any fears. You won't have any stress. You're just going to go in as you, showing up as you, making decisions for you. And I promise you, holiday season is going to be amazing. Shelly, hi, new to your channel, loving it. I'm finding I'm so irritable and angry. Is this normal? I would say it's normal, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. And that's why the very first week inside of class, we talk about the transitions that your body goes through chemically and hormonally and how to utilize some tools to offset that irritability and that hangry feeling and all of that. It's just a blood sugar thing. And it's your body kind of screaming at you because you're denying it what it's used to having. I call it a toddler having a temper tantrum, and you just need to put some boundaries around the toddler. And then once your hunger hormones understand that you have boundaries and you're not going to give in to those little pain points that your signals are sending you, you get over that hump, and then everything is you're home free after that, basically. VW, hi Diane, August 22 grad. I'm really struggling with my mind habits, food. I need help. My head knows what to do, but I'm just not doing it. Tried to schedule a one-on-one. You're all booked. Yeah, I'm booked through the end of the year. I want to ask why you didn't sign up for the midlife mindset shift course. We do a lot of that work in there. Because it's never the plan, it's never the program, it's always how we think, right? And so I would highly recommend, we just closed registration, but if you really want to get into the midlife mindset shift course to get help on this, the November to April course is just starting. Send me an email and I'll look at our numbers and I'll see if I can let you slide in. But yeah, Vicky, I'm all booked up to the end of the year with consult calls for sure. Things should open up in January, but don't wait that long. You should just jump into the midlife mindset shift course with us. Valerie, hello. Susan, October 22 grad here. Love that you guys are grads. Your last live on training hit the sweet spot. RE, the mindset shift on exercising daily, doing IF since May 24 since mid-June, down 64 pounds, healing. Okay, so Susan is a perfect example of what I'm talking about today, right? She's making some thought shifts, some what we call them mindset shifts about how she's showing up, and she's reaping the benefits of that. And what I really like to teach as a coach and as a example for women is we really need to think, right? Get some guidance and mentorship, and then we need to start really considering how our body is responding to the decisions that we're making. And if you're not getting the results that you're hoping for, then it's probably just not for you, and you need to tweak a couple of things until you find your sweet spot. So Susan did just that, a graduate of the October 22 course. She's down 64 pounds since June. Like, what menopausal woman can do that, right? So Susan, I'm super happy for you, my friend. Keep it up. Yeah, and that mindset shift on exercise is just as big as the mindset shift on food and the mindset shift on fasting as well. So you've got the trifecta in place. Now you get to reap all those benefits. Super happy for you. Rachel, thank you for all the great information you share on this channel. I haven't felt normal since going through breast cancer treatment 2 years ago. Been fasting 24 for 3 weeks, and I can feel the magic. Yes, my friend, good for you. It is the best way to heal. And remember, going through something like breast cancer treatment, there's a lot of things that we do to our body and expose our body to survive. And you did just that, right? So we know we put ourselves in a little bit of harm's way with some of the things that we have to do with the procedures that have to be done to save our lives. You did that. And congratulations, you're now a survivor. Now what you can do with fasting is you can get rid of a lot of that and just flush it out of your body. So the 20-hour fast is great for you because you get an opportunity to get that deep cellular healing. You get to enter into those stages of autophagy, but you also get to resume a normal life as well with that 4-hour feasting. So just keep digging into that magic, my friend, and keep checking in here with us. We're rooting for you. We're super proud of you, and happy breast cancer survivorship. We love that. Amanda, join the November class. Can't wait to start. I've been listening to you for the past few weeks and have been incorporating some of your techniques. Feeling great. Awesome. So now the class is just going to take you to that next level, and it's going to cement in your brain how and why you should be doing this forever in some way, shape, or form. So that's what class is going to do for you. Tina, I was looking to sign up for the next class, but I will be away this weekend. Can you catch up on the live like the next day? So everything in class is pre-recorded. So you're not going to miss anything if you miss a day. You just go back and watch the recording. And then we start class very slowly because it does start on a weekend. So Saturday's the welcome, Sunday's the preparation for us to kind of start a group fast together. We start counting the clock for the 20-hour kind of thing. So if you're going to be away this weekend, you should be fine, especially if you've been watching me here. You kind of know the basics. So you can just watch all the videos that were recorded for Saturday, and then you can just plan on starting your fast on Sunday night, and then you can just catch up. So no problem. Don't wait till January just because of one weekend that you'll be gone. Nothing's live. Everything's pre-recorded for you. Mrs. G, first live chat, October 22 grad, working on some mindset shifts, focusing on consistency over time and not letting memory-making moments or unexpected changes in my schedule derail my confidence and progress. Okay, yeah. So let me talk about memory-making moments for just a second. Memory-making moments are significant events in your life that you have decided to step away from what you normally do so that you don't miss out. Right? Memory making moments are, and I don't know, I probably haven't explained this in a while. We have a thing called the little Johnny rule. And the little Johnny rule is not eating or celebrating food at every single event you get invited to. And this concept came about when our kids were little, and every weekend there was a Chuck E. Cheese party. And I'm like, I'm not eating people's Chuck E. Cheese pizza and their kids' birthday cake. I don't even know them. It's not my fault that they ordered too much. I just didn't take the burden on eating other people's food. And so the little Johnny rule is we don't eat cake at little Johnny's party, because little Johnny is every kid's birthday party for the weekend. So make sure that the memory making moments that you pick are significant enough for you to step away from you living your most authentic life, right? So not every bunko party do you need to drink the wine and eat all the chips and dips that people brought. And not every Christmas party do you have to go all in. Sometimes you can just show up and just be present and engage with people and have it be a social event and not a food event. So check in on those memory making moments for sure. Because sometimes if you feel like memory making moments are derailing you, it's because you haven't like tightened them up so much that they're significant enough for you to make exceptions. So that's something to think about for you there. Tracy, just spent 4 days of memory making moments with 2 of my daughters and their families. Let myself loosen my keto and join all of the others. First time in 3 years, had a lot of fun, but really felt heavier and less energetic. My aha moment was what IF really, really does for me. I couldn't wait to lighten up again and feel so much better and light again. Yeah. And so that's a perfect example of a memory making moment when you're with your daughters and their families and you're living kind of around their way of living life. But make sure you always still have the right, Tracy, to make some exceptions for you, even though you're with other people. It sounds like you probably did that. And I think we talked about this. And then, yeah, you just come home, right? So if you traveled there, you start your fast on your travel back to start the process and you jump right back into your life within a day or two. You'll get that nice light feeling again for sure. Anastasia, I have a granddaughter that comes over every weekend. I'm so thrown off my eating when she comes over. I just joined the November class. Help. So here's the deal. Your granddaughter wants a happy, healthy grandmother to spend time with her. You do not have to eat all the goldfish. You do not have to eat all the chicken nuggets. You do not have to eat all the Kraft macaroni and cheese if that's the kind of stuff that she's eating because she's a young girl, right? Like sometimes that's just the way it is. And so just know that being present with her and being happy and being engaged with her and participating with her is all that she really cares about. Your granddaughter probably doesn't care if you're eating what she's eating. So be there for her, be present, be conscious, be attentive. That's all she needs, and be loving. The food part of it is just what you think matters, and it really doesn't to her. So kind of think about that when you're coming in class. And then in the community group, bring that comment up and I'll see if I can help you a little more. Ginger, girlfriend, I'm in the August 22 grad. I'm just starting the midlife mindset shift course today. I'm hoping it will help me get things dialed back in. I think I need to tighten up what's happening in my feasting window. That's everyone, right? I go through the same thing. I've been living this lifestyle now for over 6 years. And I ebb and flow all the time. And so when you feel like you're kind of loosening up too consistently, you just put yourself in check, right? And you can usually tell by your energy levels kind of declining, not having that like energized sense of calm that makes you super optimistic and super confident. If that starts waning, then you know you probably need to just tighten up some things. So just do a little inventory of your decision-making process, and you just decide today you're going to tighten things back up. Go back through the first week of class of your intermittent fasting class. That is the week that will get your brain back on that, knowing what works best for you for sure. We get lazy as just a human brain. Everyone gets that way. If you're living so perfectly that you don't have that opportunity to ebb and flow and kind of catch yourself, then you're probably not being very authentic, unless that's just the kind of personality you are. You're very regimented. I've never been that kind of personality. So I always ebb and flow, and you just catch yourself and know that there's something that you come back to. Again, Ginger, go back to your your intermittent fasting guide and journal, and go back to the page that I told you to put a star on when everything clicked. Watch the videos up to that point and everything will click again. VW, you're welcome. Connie, I'm also excited, signing up tomorrow for the November class. Been doing 24 for 4 months, well on and off. So think the class will help me help me to what I don't know. It'll fill in the missing pieces for you for sure. And then once you get a taste of that, and you can tell by the comments of that energized sense of calm, we really do miss that. And for a lot of people, they do not know what feeling absolutely on top of the world amazing feels like. And it changes. And that's the shift, right? That's that paradigm shift we make where we're like, wow, I can't believe I was just walking around feeling average all these years. I had no idea what amazing was going to feel like. So Connie, that's what you'll get from class for sure. Julie, September 22 grad. This was a gift to me, and it's the easiest thing to follow and adjust to. Sugar cravings gone, weight down 17 pounds steady, skin is great, stomach is flat, cellulite is less, down lots of inches, blood pressure is awesome. I'm loving IF. Trusting DYANN is the best thing I have chosen to do. Well, girlfriend, you gave yourself the best gift, and that's the gift of what you see for yourself for the future and how optimistic you can be for the days ahead. So keep rinsing and repeating. The results keep getting better. And all the things that you said are exactly what we shoot for, right? The skin is great. Noticing that your stomach is flatter, the cellulite going away, down lots of inches. The blood pressure is always the big win for me. And on top of all of that, you also lost 17 pounds. So fantastic, my friend Julie. Just keep coming back. Girlfriend will keep you motivated. Suzanne, a July 22 grad, got into the midlife mindset shift course this weekend. So looking forward to learning more and more importantly, making the change for life. Yeah. The cool thing about the midlife mindset shift course is I have your attention, Suzanne, for the next 6 months. Here's what I tell all my students, whether you're in the intermittent fasting course or the midlife mindset shift course, or you're in the F3 course, go all in. Become very intimate with your classmates, become very intimate with the material that you have. Don't be afraid, like just take it all in, because the more you open up and the more you let the information and the experiences and the relationships and the conversation touch you, the more connected you're going to be. So Suzanne, I hope to see a lot of you inside the midlife mindset shift course for sure. VW Diane, thought I could do it on my own. Susan, great job. Yeah, Susan's killing it for sure, right? Let's see. Tammy, celebrating 8 straight days of 24 after struggling through weekends for weeks, feeling empowered and amazing, understanding more and more. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, you're welcome, Tammy. The weekends are the thing people think are the biggest problem, and they're only the biggest problem because you think they're the biggest problem. I thrived during the weekends in the beginning because my family would just did their own thing, right? And I was so up in my head about, oh my gosh, the weekends are going to be so different because it's the weekend. No, the weekend, it's just another 2 days of the week. The week is 7 days, right? How you think the weekend is going to be is exactly how your weekend is going to be. And if it's not working for you, think your weekend should be a different way. Linda, October 22 grad, Diane is an awesome coach. Thank you, my friend, and you are an awesome student. So thanks for being in class with us. Rachel, May 22 grad. If you're on the fence, join the class. It made all the difference for me. Perimenopausal, 53 years old, lost 24 pounds in 4 months. But more than that, it changed my hormone health and mindset. Yes, and the hormone health and mindset, I know you probably can make this connection, Rachel, because you were in class, were the things that changed first, and then the 24 pounds came along for the ride. Oftentimes when we think about weight loss or physique changes or health changes or nutritional changes, we do it in the reverse order. You have to do this work first, and then the weights and the health results and the physique changes and the cellulite disappearing and the skin improvements and the blood pressure and all that just comes along for the ride. Like, it's not even work. It just happens because you've done all the other front end work first. So Rachel, I'm super proud of you. Kimberly, I'm new to this channel. Which program would you recommend starting? The only program you can start is the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. That's the one that starts this Saturday. I put a link in the comment section, or you can go to fortodaysagingwoman.com to find out more. You start there. And that really does help you build the foundation of rethinking how it is you're going to take care of yourself. It helps you rethink what hungry means. It helps you rethink the science aspect of intermittent fasting. We talk about feasting for a week. We talk about the social and emotional changes that we have to make to be able to really incorporate this as a lifestyle, regardless of the fact of maybe people around us don't understand it or they don't think it's the best thing for us. We really work on all 3 aspects of that: the mental, the emotional, the physical, and then we incorporate that into you doing it in your most authentic way. So Kimberly, we would love to have you, my friend. Hopefully you've subscribed to the channel. Lori, August 22 grad, join November mindset class. I've made great progress making sure my changes are permanent. I realized I do need the mindset change to make it permanent. Thank you. I have not had these kinds of changes in my health for 15 years. Lori, that is amazing, girlfriend. And now you rinse and repeat and you keep those changes in place and you improve on them. I love that you pour your knowledge back into the women. Thank you for changing my life for the better. Yeah, Laura, you're super welcome. And you get to decide right now what you're going to do forward. In the midlife mindset shift course, we work on things that are just how we think, right? And it incorporates all aspects of life. So we're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about people in our life. We're going to talk about workplace things. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. And that's where we really do cement this lifestyle for a lot of women permanently. So I can't wait to have you in class with us. We're going to do our lives this week. Dorian, I've heard you mention that brushing your teeth and mouthwash can break a fast, but while I'm fasting, I feel like my mouth is dry and my breath is stinky. What are some suggestions? Brush your teeth. You can brush your teeth. Brushing your teeth does not break your fast. The products we use to brush our teeth break our fast. So you have to make that, connection. And if your mouth is dry, drink water. Drinking water will flush out your mouth and kind of help your mouth do its job and keeping your pH balance, it where it needs to be, and your healthy bacteria is where they need to be in your mouth. And oftentimes a lot of the products we use to make that happen strip that and make that problematic and actually create bad bacteria. So the detoxing process of living this life consistently, making some nutritional changes, will over time help that bacteria balance itself out. And so our mouth is not supposed to smell like spearmint. It's just not, right? And so that will help just understanding that. And if your mouth is dry, you drink. If, and if you're drinking your 100 to 150 ounces of water, that shouldn't be a problem. You should have enough hydration. Your mouth doesn't get dry. But brushing your teeth does not break your fast. The products we use when we decide to brush our teeth are the things that break your fast. So just brush your teeth. Just use water. That will change everything in your mouth. Julie just signed up for the November course, already started 24 regimen. Girlfriend, I'm so excited for you. So excited. Karen or Kimberly Garrett, the basic fasting class is the best place to start. It's totally worth it. Yeah. Thank you, Karen, for saying that. I appreciate you. Janine, I started adding electrolytes. Really helps me get through my fasting and helps me feel better. It has 1 carb and a little flavor. Does that break my fast? Depends on what you're fasting for. So if you're fasting and you're fasting and just for a break of food, you're probably okay. If you're fasting to balance out your hunger hormones and to reach stages of autophagy and to really break through some of these menopausal discomforts that we're going through, I would never put anything in my body that has flavor in it and risk what it is I say that I really want. So what is it you really want? And are the decisions you're making going to get you that? Or are you creating? So the conflict comes when you create this decision-making process that isn't making sense. So if you want to have flavors in your fasting window, you could potentially be breaking your fast for the purpose of balancing your hormones, losing body fat, and really getting yourself into a stage of autophagy where you can reverse the signs of aging. If you're just fasting to take a break from food, you're probably okay. So you have to decide what it is you want, for sure. Jackie, October grad. I believe listening to other grads' results and how people feel following this lifestyle helps me stay on track. So much other fasting info out there. Yeah, that's why I love when you guys come back and you share the results that you're getting, because it does give us hope, right? And it inspires me and really motivates me to keep sharing this lifestyle, keep creating this opportunity. And it should give you hope and inspiration. Like, man, if I just do this thing and I just figure it out, I can come back here and say these kind of things too, because this kind of lifestyle does not discriminate. It is good for everyone in every situation. You just have to make sure you're doing it from your right mindset, so that it works for you in the best possible way. Susan, thank you, Diane, and all the community here matters. IF can be a lonely place without this community. Keep coming back. It works. Yeah, I agree. It's lonely and it's confusing. It can be very derogatory in some communities as well. And that's why I really do say, you have to figure this out for you. The way I do it may not work for you. The way the food choices I pick may not work for you. So you really do have to figure that out. And I think that's where so many of us have gotten ourselves in such a bind. And when we're like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know how to feed myself, because we haven't really thought about it. We haven't had to, because we have people forcing rules and guidelines down our throat and telling us this is good and this is bad. And that's just not the truth. The truth is you got to figure this out for you. There are some things to think about, and that's really what I like to teach, and that's what I like to coach on. That's what I have in the classes. But most people aren't going to do that for you. So this community is very, very open to anyone. And I want you to feel free to be a vegan or a vegetarian or a carnivore or keto or not keto or whatever it is. as long as that's working for you, right? And then come back and share that so you can give some inspiration to someone else. Amy, what can we do if we're having a lot of hair loss from fasting? So you have to first determine whether it is from fasting. So there's a lot of reasons women go through hair loss, and one of them can just be menopause, right? Or transitioning through menopause. And we know that if you've ever been in a situation where you've had hormonal changes due to being pregnant or nursing or recovering from those kind of things, our body just loses hair for a lot of reasons. It could be a thyroid situation. It could be you're not eating enough, and that has nothing to do with fasting. It has to do with your food choices in your feasting window. It could be that you're mineral deficient in something. It has nothing to do with fasting. Again, it has to do with choices. It could be the long post side effects of COVID. So there's a lot of reasons that you could be losing weight or losing hair today. You need to get to the bottom of that and not just assume that it's fasting. Linda, I brush my teeth with activated charcoal when fasting. It has no taste and naturally whitens them. There you go. Maxine, loving your programs. Thank you, my friend. We love having you here. Gwen, August grad and in the midlife mindset, lost 22 pounds and feel awesome. Okay, it's the and for me on that one. 22 pounds and feels awesome. I love that. I had a cancer diagnosis last week, stayed on track, had the awesome have the awesome sense of calm that helps me stay in control. Yes, my friend, do lots of research on cancer diagnosis and fasting, because that will just inspire you for sure. So keep at it. Keep at it. You're going to be fine. You are going to be fine. And we're here for you. Susan, we are so used to having doctors tell us what to do or eat for perfect health, and we never think about questioning them. I always question. I do too. And you have to take a long, hard look at your doctor, right? And wonder what kind of lifestyle they're living. Doctors' lifestyles are not the most healthy. It can't be, just the demands of their job, right? So, and they get no nutritional education whatsoever. So they're probably listening to the same things you're listening to. You got to do your own research, right? And there's no perfect way to nourish our bodies. There's no perfect way to nourish our bodies. So we're all just guessing at this. And sometimes the guessing works out and sometimes the guessing doesn't. But don't rely on someone else to guess for you. You got to do that for you for sure. Sandy, Sandy's always so pleasant here. She says hi to everyone. She answers questions. She has the most optimistic things to share with us. Sandy, we love you here. We love you. Felicia, I am signed up for the November class. I'm wondering what is the best way to make sure I am getting enough electrolytes. I have been practicing 18-6 or 24 for the past few weeks already. Girlfriend, you signed up for class. I'm going to share all that in class with you. And if you're drinking mineralized water, that's a good thing. Remember, I'll tell you this, the 4 things we really want to make sure we're getting enough in throughout our day is sodium in a good form. So some good salt. There's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to sodium. You want to make sure you're getting good magnesium, right? You want to make sure you're getting some potassium and calcium as well. Magnesium and sodium are the 2 most important, in my opinion, and the ones that we tend to be the most deficient in. So you want to just make sure you're up in those for sure. And you can get that through water. You can get that through drops. You can get that through supplements, all different ways. You have to figure out which is the best medium for you, budget wise, convenient wise, because you got to remember, to actually get them in you. Just having them on the bathroom counter doesn't work. You have to actually get them in you. And then, budget friendly, all those kind of things. Okay. So that's it for today. I'm going to go enjoy my daughter and her friends and a house full of probably giggling, screaming high school girls, which is super fun. I love it. And I hope you guys have a great night as well. Remember, the intermittent fasting course the registration does close on Friday. Get on my email list. That's the best way to be reminded so you don't forget to enroll. We will not be hosting a class in December. I am taking some time off. And I'm going to be focusing on my midlife mindset shift students in December and getting us through that time. So get yourself on the email list, get yourself enrolled if you've been on the fence. I promise this will not interfere with your holidays at all. It will add to your holidays. It will allow you to enjoy your holidays. It will allow you to be present during the holidays because you're going to leave with some tools and just a new mindset for sure. So make sure you get in if you've been waiting. Brian and Beth, hi Diane, absolutely loving the 24, self-freeing, down 7 pounds. The best is how much energy I have. I ordered the Lumen and looking forward to start. Yeah, I'm super excited for you on that one. And then remember, I do coaching on that on Fridays on Instagram, or if you're in the midlife mindset shift course, you can ask questions. I'll coach you there as well. I don't really do it here on YouTube. All right, that's my spiel for today. I love you guys. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me today. For those of you who joined us for the first time, welcome. This, as you can tell from our comment section, is a very loving, very generous, very open community. So I hope you will make yourself at home and come back and visit us often. And always feel free to use the comment section. I do my best to make sure I answer everyone the best that I can while you're here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Otherwise, I'll see you on Instagram Tuesday and Friday. And then I'll see you in email if you're on my email list as well. Have a good day.